Hello and welcome to the MHG podcast. As usual, life can be a little bit miserable, life can be a little bit dark, but we're here to bring you as much light and as much joy as we can in something the size of a small little cube. Because joining me this week is the inventor of... No, it's not the inventor of the steam machine, that would be Gabe. It's Stu. How you doing, Stu?
Yeah, sadly not the inventor of the Gabe Cube, but still, pretty excited about it. Not.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not one that I'll buy myself because, I've got the PC and I'm invested in it. But yeah, it's cool that it's coming out. I'm very, very excited about the VR. Although, being excited about it and being able to afford it are two very different things. But the fact that these things exist is very good.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. Hi, Gabe. Big supporters of the Steam Deck here,
Yeah, just if you want to chuck anything our way,
I mean, I know we don't do advertising, but we're not beyond bribery.
I'm fully up for bribery, mate. Yeah, anything they want to give us, and I will shill it till the end of time.
Yeah, I know. There's some wild predictions for this thing, though. It's along the lines of there's some people going like it's going to be £1,000 for the machine. Have you seen the cost of the PCs? Like Valve aren't going to do that. They've got all the data from the Steam Deck. They know that pricing the Steam Deck aggressively is what got them to start doing numbers.
Yeah.
Because I will stand up. I won't often do this, but when it first came out and I said this is going to change gaming, people were going, nah, it's not. It's too niche. It's not going to do great numbers. Not only has it done great numbers, sure, it's not touched Nintendo Switch or anything yet, but for something they was only selling themselves initially, not only has it done great numbers, you're looking at even major studios now are going, we've got to make our thing run on the Steam Deck. It's changed video games for the better.
Yep.
We've seen Ubisoft and even EA have decided to start going, right, we might have to forego our launcher or make sure our launcher works with upcoming games. Okay, EA have decided to go, oh no, we've got to have this kind of anti-cheat so it doesn't work on Battlefield. But again, you've got major companies going, well, actually, we'll get rid of this or we'll make an exception for this if it's played on Steam so it can work on the Steam Deck. We spoke last week about Ubisoft making the Crew Motorfest Steam Deck verified. That's not insignificant.
God, no.
It's game-changing what it's done. And I think you'll be naive to think Valve hasn't already been in contact with major publishers to go, look, this is what we're going to do. What are you going to do to support us? We can get you great numbers.
Yeah.
If you allow people to buy your games on Steam without the faff. We will have an install base for you. So I think, honestly, the Crew Motorfest thing, I think is based on conversations between Valve and Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Of the Steam machine coming up. I think it's going to be not as big a market mover as the Steam Deck at the moment, but I really do think it's a game changer. If you've got a Steam Deck, do you know what you've then got yourself if you buy one of these? You've got yourself a Switch, a proper Switch.
Yeah.
You've got, whatever PlayStation are planning on doing. You've got a PlayStation 5 and a PlayStation Portal if you've already got a deck. You've got a library of over 100,000 games available at launch. It's ridiculous what it's doing. It's going to be game-changing. I'm there. I'm going to do whatever I can. I'm there day one. If this price is anywhere between $500 and $650 for the base model, I'm there day one.
I mean, you've got to think it's going to be around that, haven't you? Because it's got to compete with consoles, but also provide a lot more value for money. And this, insane value for money. Because it's going to be a desktop PC. It's going to be tiny. It's going to be a game, games playing device. It plays games that are the cheapest to buy anywhere as well. Or even the most modern, newest releases are the cheapest on the PC. So, it's going to capture the market by being the cheapest, pound for pound.
What it does for developers now, Okay, one of the arguments was the Steam Deck started giving them a baseline model on which to target for PC games. But again, the argument could be, yeah, but it's a handheld device, it's underpowered, blah, blah, blah. Now, this gives them a box in the living room that's, you target that. Fine, if people are on older hardware, fine, start leaving them behind if you wish. That's your target. You make it run on that.
Yeah.
And that's your base model. You develop for that. Anything that's better will run it.
Yeah, and it's so important that they start doing that, because if you look at how well tuned games, like the lead platform for consoles is the PS5, and if you see how well tuned they are, they're superbly well tuned. So you get like the latest releases, and you can play it in performance mode at 60 frames per second, and you can play it in, enhanced or whatever they call it for like 30 frames per second, and it works flawlessly. And then I stick that game on my PC and it's terrible. It runs really, really badly. If they can baseline it so that it's attractive, that you're not getting a poor experience, then like you say, it's going to run away. And really hope it does.
Here's a question. Prediction time, Stu.
Go on.
Every new console has a major release on which it could go, here's the system seller, Half-Life 3.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Yes or no?
That's the thing, Are they going to just boot that out at the same time and just capture the the money and the imagination of everybody? Are they going to do that?
It's like, could you imagine if they went, like the next big press conference, if they just went there, done the full Sony mic drop and went, Steam Machine, $399, Half-Life 3 on release, bang.
Good Lord.
It'd just be like, yeah, Microsoft's about to give up now. Sony, yeah, you're second place, mate.
I know. Yeah.
They've got, to have that in the bank. And if I'm one of those that goes, let's have a look through everything they've done. They've announced 3 new machines. They've announced the machine, the controller, which they didn't have to announce as a separate thing, and the frame, 3.
Yeah.
When 2 could have done.
Yeah, that's it. I guess, the only question is, like, Gabe always said that they were waiting for new innovations before they did Half-Life 3, and they never ever were comfortable with what came around, and that's what led to Half-Life Alyx, because, they had VR that they could play with. Like, are they going to feel like it's the right time?
I don't know. I hope so. It's I'd be amazed if they released Half-Life 3, but it was an ebook on their little e-ink screen you could buy for the machine, and that was Half-Life 3.
Oh, that'd do so well.
We've got to sell this e-ink thing. What is it? Half-Life 3's a book. Okay.
Yeah, that wouldn't piss off an entire generation of gamers. No.
I know. Oh no, that tell you what, that e-ink display thing does look really cool.
It does, yeah.
I wonder why it's not part of their actual. This is what you get. It's a nice. Obviously they've decided not going to put it in there, but it's the sort of thing I can see modders having fun with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just all seems. And at the end of the day, as people keep going, it's not competing with console. It's just a PC, and that's the bonus. It's a PC. If you do it, you go, I don't actually want Steam OS. Don't have Steam OS.
Yeah, I think the e-ink screen is a clever little addition, and it needs to be separate so that when they say, here's a colour edition that you can get, it doesn't feel like you're being shortchanged because, it didn't come with the base console.
But they could do, like, I could see that being a thing, like, you've got to be able to use your, 1 million Valve points that everyone seems to have these days to buy stuff. So cool little animations for your e-ink screen.
Yeah, see? You should be working for them.
Yep. But maybe I already am. Maybe I know what's happening with Half-Life 3.
Oh, I wish.
And that it's going to be a book. And I'm not really poor.
Did you write it? That'll be the...
Yeah. Yeah. Half-Life 3. The end of Half-Life 2, they all died. Oh. Okay.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, talking of our new Gaben overlords, and I will bow down to our Gaben overlords.
I have to.
Yeah, yeah. Still a multi-millionaire, and but Valve, Like I will admit I'm a massive hypocrite when it comes to shitting, not shitting, but sort of like going, but as the corporation, I like them. I will admit to being a bit hypocritical with that.
Yeah.
I will change my mind if I decide to with all your money we're funding Israel, but it's they're not. Hopefully they're not Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean, we always express it by saying that, they'd be the last against the wall. When the glorious revolution comes, they all have to go. But he would be the last against the wall,
Yeah, as long as he provides us with a way to play cool video games, you're fine, Gabe. I mean, he's someone who's made his money and has just sat there and gone, yep, sound. Doesn't get involved with much. Just, I've got my money, I'm sound.
True.
I'm all right with that. And he gives us decent sales, so, I'm a hypocrite, I don't care.
Yeah.
I do care.
Always have been.
Anyway, send us Steam Decks. No, not Decks. There's already those. Send us Steam machines and frames and controllers.
Yes, please.
You need something for Stu. If you're going to have those, you've got to play something on them, Stu. So video games.
Oh, yeah, you can play video games on them. That's right.
If you've got your nice fancy hardware, you do need to play video games on them.
Indeed. So, yeah. What have you been playing on your nice fancy hardware?
Well, you've got to show off your new fancy hardware with, cutting edge, amazing futuristic graphics.
Of course.
We know this, Stu.
Yep.
So I'm going to take us to the future. I am. Right to the very future. To the edges of space. It's the year 10,000. And you are called Kent. Because in the year 10,000, there's going to be someone called Kent. No, the game is called Kentum. And literally, you are someone who goes into cryo sleep, and something goes wrong, and you wake up in the year 10,000. Not much changed, Stu. They do all live underwater. And I'll tell you something about your great granddaughter. It's a bit of a minger, really.
It's good to know that the great prophets were correct about what was going to happen in the future. Yeah.
And I realise they said about the year 3000, but, artistic licence.
Indeed.
But anyway, it all goes on and you wake up in the year 10,000. It's almost like literally the start of Futurama, in a way. Blah, 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 accidents, you wake up here. Except you wake up on this abandoned planet, and you're Kate, this just average guy. And your turn, basically you turn into a clone, because AI takes over and goes, you've got to go and sort of help us save things and, rebuild civilization. So you go off and you find things, and what you've essentially got here is a bit of a platforming, base building, Metroidvania survival thing. It's all 2D. Works really well. So you got your ship and that'll end up being your base, and you add your rooms and your things to it. But you go out and you might find some different flora and fauna and things like that. You bring it back because the spaceship's asked for it. You take it back and it goes, I can build this now. Now I need to go and do this. And it goes with loads of little quests that can build things up. You then come across new technologies, and then you use that to go further out. And then you'll come against something that, I can't go any further because it's a Metroidvania. You do some other bits somewhere else, you go back, and now you can access this, and it unlocks more and more as you go. You unlock more of the map, you uncover more secrets, all that kind of thing. It doesn't do anything that I would say is spectacularly different from anything else. But what it does it well. It's slow-paced, even though there's enemies that you will need to battle at times. But it's slow-paced, and it's all about discoverability and survival. The survival parts of it are there. You do need to craft food and so on. But I found it was a case of, bugger, I need to eat. It's like the ADHD way of eating. You go through, something said, I've got to eat. Right, I've got this in there still, so I'll eat that. And then you're fine for another good time. Almost doesn't need to be there. But I can see why they put it there, because it's a survival game. But yeah, it's all about discovery, unlocking stuff, moving, progressing. Some nice interactions between Kent and the computer and stuff like that. And you start off very derelict, and then you find yourself going to sort of stranger and more wonderful places and stuff that's got more technology, and it all starts to sort of like unveil itself. And it's just, yeah, it's a really good, interesting game that kind of came out of nowhere. But again, it's not going to be pushing many awards. It's not going to be a game changer in any way, shape, or form. But it's just one of those games that I think is just nice to pick up when you've got not much to play, or you fancy something just a bit slower pace. Well worth picking up. Plays absolutely wonderfully well on the Steam Deck, which obviously will mean it will play well on the Steam machine and your frame. But yeah, really, really good game. Highly recommended.
Nice one. Yeah, it's got a very pleasant look to it. Probably might be something that I'd try out, to be honest. So, yeah, I might keep my eye on that and get it when it's, a little, not that it's expensive now, but get it when it's even cheaper.
It's pure bundle material at some point. This is going into a Humble or even a new Digifile bundle.
Indeed, yeah, which we must talk about at some point.
Next week. Valve kind of stole the thunder a bit this week.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, really good. Highly recommended. So what have you been playing, Stu?
Well, from the far-flung future, God, that's hard to say, to the dragging you right back to the very present day, but in a spooky manner, and literally a manner, because you're in a scary house, is Tormented Souls 2, which I've been playing. And this is...
It's always handy.
It is handy. And this is the sequel, obviously, to the original. And, that was pointless saying. Which is, a decent game. I think I played the demo of a while ago, or I saw somebody play it. It's one or the other. I've definitely interacted with it, but I hadn't played it properly. And this one is a very, very polished Resident Evil-like. And it's not even a modern Resident Evil-like. It's a trad medieval. It's a trad Resident Evil alike. So you start off in this great big mansion type place, which is a villa in the middle of nowhere, that you've arrived by train with your younger sister. You play this woman called Caroline, who's bringing her younger sister to get treatment at this strange villa. And
as you do.
Yeah, as you do, yeah. And there seems to be some sort of parapsychology link to it, and it's this convent of nuns, and apparently they're the last resort to help you and your sister. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail because it's all part of the plot. And yeah, obviously, you pretty much immediately get separated. You wake up in this room and you can't find anybody, and you're lost in this mansion. And from that point on, it plays very, very similarly to classic Resident Evil. So you have to explore, you have to use puzzles to unlock areas and to combine and make objects, and all the while picking up diaries and hints and information about what's going on at the same time to strengthen and build the lore. And yeah, so one of the first, it's very, very similar to Resi like that, and early Resi, and also early Silent Hill as well. It's kind of it's like a blend. It's kind of 65%, Resi to 35% Silent Hill sort of thing. So if you like the sound of that, you're going to love it. And one of the nice things that it does immediately to differentiate itself, because it doesn't do a lot to differentiate itself, it's very much in the classic mould, it's a deliberate throwback, but it has dark areas where they're unlit damage you physically, so you can't go into dark areas, and that plays into the puzzle mechanic. And you also have to make sure that you light your cigarette lighter, your Zippo, in dark areas so that you can actually navigate. But that also, you can't attack, you can't use your weaponry at the same time as you've got your light on, a bit like Doom 3. So you have to carefully go into areas, explore, use the light in a clever way, which I think Alone in the Dark didn't it? I think that's what that was one of the gimmicks of the early Alone in the Darks. So yeah, it's got all of that going on. The real, well, there's quite a few standout things in it. You see, it's a very, very good game. The sort of main standouts are the graphics. So not only are they gorgeous. So it looks like Resident Evil Remake, the one that came out in whatever it was, 2003, 4, whatever, on the GameCube. But it's all in 3D. It's not pre-rendered backgrounds. Yet it still looks absolutely fantastic. You would never know that it's a more indie game from the way that it looks. And in sort of even enhancing on that, the lighting is fantastic. So you need great sort of light and shade, and the way that it uses shadows and darkness and the light to illuminate, and the way that that feeds into the narrative is great. And on a visual level, it's eerie, it's spooky, but it's also beautiful and very appealing. So yeah, it plays with light and darkness extremely well, which is so impressive for such a comparatively small game. So it looks amazing, and that all builds the atmosphere for you. And it's just very, very well put together. I mean, it's not flawless. I mean, obviously there's the fact that, you know, it's a deliberate throwback, so there's nothing that is genre changing or, you know, really pushing anything forward particularly, but it's not designed to be. It's designed to be a really highly buffed and polished example of a classic from the genre. So, you know, that's absolutely fine. The only other thing is that the combat is okay. It's not brilliant. It doesn't have that impact and tension. Well, it has some of the tension, but it doesn't have the impact and doesn't have the fun of the weaponry in Resident Evil, which is always like dead fun, but you have to limit yourself because of the ammo. Whereas this is, you have to limit yourself because of the ammo, but it's not quite as exciting. It's more in the sort of Silent Hill mold, and combat's never been one of Silent Hill's strong points. So yeah, the combat could be a little bit better, but it's not the focus of the game. You know, it's a component, and it's an important component, but it's not the be-all and end-all. It's more about discovery, exploration, mystery, tension, creepiness. Sort of, it's got that thing where it can make you feel scared to go around a corner, but it can also show you something that makes you feel a little bit viscerally disgusted. You know, it's got a very lovely mix of horror items and icons and tropes, to give you that real sense of immersion and fear. So yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant example of how to make a classic kind of homage to an excellent type of game. And there are tons and tons of Resi imitators around, but there aren't very many that do it very well, and particularly not the early games. And this does it. So yeah, kudos to them. They've made an excellent game here. It's very, very good.
Good to hear. I mean, I did one when you mentioned this one to me initially. I was like, why does Stu want to play like a Dark Souls type game? Doesn't sound like Stu. It's not his sort of genre. And that's what I honestly thought that both games were. I thought they were like Dark Souls rip-offs. But when I passed it to you, I looked at it and went, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad to hear it's really good. I've added both to my wish list because I'm quite interested in these now. Is the first any good? Like, does that play the same, or is there much difference between the two?
I don't really remember much about it, to be honest. I mean, it's similar, but it's nowhere near as polished. I think it'd be one of those that you can happily go to the second game and just treat that as the keystone thing, really.
That was going to be my question. Do you need to have played the first or anything? So no. That's good to know that you can kind of just jump straight in. Yeah,
very much so. Yeah,
it looks really nice. And as someone who's not yet played like Resi 8 or anything, let alone I think Resi 9's on its way, isn't it? Requiem or whatever as well.
Yep.
That's so. I think it'll go on my wishes. It looks really good. You said it's polished. It looks really polished, and that comes across.
Yeah, it really is, and it's not easy to make that kind of. One of the key features is the fixed camera angles. You know, it's got a little bit of camera motion that does kind of track you at points. If you think of Code Veronica or Code Veronica X. Resident Evil Code Veronica, it's like that in terms of how it handles the camera, which is mixes that kind of fixed, oh my god, I can't see what's coming, with a little bit of dynamism as well. So it's hard to do that well, and they've done it really, really well. They know their onions. They've done a great job here.
Excellent. Moving on from having to escape the horrors of Resident Evil clones. That sounded more insulting than it was meant to be insulting. Just the horror. So, have you ever got stuck in your bedroom, can't find the key, and had to work how to get out?
Not often. Only when I played Silent Hill 4, The Room.
Yeah. So, right, okay. Have you ever wanted to do an escape room, but just don't want to go and socialise with people?
Yes.
Well, I've got a game for you, Stu.
Excellent.
Escape Simulator 2.
Cool.
So this is, unsurprisingly, the sequel to Escape Simulator, which is probably one of the better, if not the best, escape room type game on video game combo type thing. It's first person, and you get put in these escape rooms. You've got to go round and unlock the puzzles and discover things so you can get the key to get out. Essentially, that's what the game is. That's what an escape room is. Except with a video game, you can get quite creative with it. You can pack, I think, a lot more in there as well. So this isn't aiming to go, oh, do you know those escape rooms you pay 50 quid an hour to do, whatever it is. It's not going, we're that, and we're trying to be a simulator of that exact thing. It's that whole concept with some video game elements thrown in. So it can be as little as, oh, this vase shouldn't be here. Let's have a look at this vase. Oh, there's a number on there. Wonder what that could mean. Oh, that'll do that. That'll do that. And then suddenly you start piecing things together, and that helps you get a code to unlock a padlock. And that's part 1 of 50 of that room done, kind of thing. It's really good. So in this one, you find yourself in this old abandoned castle type thing, and you've got to basically get your way out. You can play it single player, you can play it co-op, both local and online. And the game, I don't know how long it's going to last. Basically, the game's going to last as clever as you are. So it took me way too long to get out the first room, way too long. But what it does in doing so is it teaches you how to think. Because I'm quite a logical thinker, and with this you've got to be logical, but you've also got to be quite creative with your thinking, and it teaches you how to think within the game. And that sounds almost insulting, but it's not, because it's not, you can't approach the puzzles in this like you would the puzzles in a Resident Evil, which are a bit much, this door needs a key, go find the key. Even though it's a rickety old door that you could just push with one finger and it'll fall apart. Anyway, that's totally different. This is very much, right, this door needs a key, off you go, have fun. You're just stuck in this one room, and it could be quite quick, it could be there for hours. You do need to search almost every nook and cranny, so you might find something that's hidden slightly inside a removable part of a spoke of a wheel, for example. Or this drawer opens up and has a secret compartment, or you find a code in a wall, and that code represents some hieroglyphics or something on another piece that you can use to enter a code into another thing to get this thing. And it all comes together really well. So you kind of go in, you get used to surroundings, you start working things out, you start working your way through it. Really good. The puzzles and the rooms they've put in are excellent, and obviously handcrafted. But it's also got with it a room builder as well, or an editor. I think it's like Room Editor 2.0 they've called it, where the community can go in and create their own escape rooms. And again, I'm a big lover of stuff like this. As long as you've got a main game that is superb, and you can then go, here's the tools to make your own, I think that shows confidence in your product as a developer. That you're going, look, we've made this, go community, what can you do? rather than, oh, we've got the tools to make a game, but we don't want to make the game. So off you go, community, make our game for them.
Yeah.
It's not doing that. It respects the audience, but it also knows that the wider community can always be more creative than you can when they get your tools. But yeah, I'm really, really having fun with this. I'm not very good at it, but it's one that I've now decided that I'm going to play alongside Lorraine of an evening sometimes instead of watching endless episodes of The Chase. Which is going to put this on or something and work through it together. Because she can't use game control. She's one of those from that era where you give her a first-person shooter and she just ends up spinning round in circles, looking everywhere you feel sick watching it. So I'll handle the controls and then we'll talk together about what we think we need to do and stuff like that. But yeah, really, really good. It's the escape room for people who don't want to be out.
Yeah. No, I know. I don't want to do that. I would just be stuck in there forever. That's how dumb I am. I can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dead now.
Yeah, I'd be just...
Life's over.
There'd be a skeleton in the corner and they'd be like, oh, that's a good prop. And I'd be like, no, that was just Stu. He just died here and got stuck.
Yeah. You're the next person goes, it's just ignore the dead body.
Yeah.
More incentives to get out.
Yeah. They just have to theme it, you know. You'd have to be part of the puzzle, something.
Yeah, the putrid dead bodies. It's like Saw. Yes, yeah. They will. Stu will come back to life at the end. Honestly, but no, really, really good. Really impressed by this one.
Nice one.
And I will cover quite quickly because I did say I might have 3. So one I am going to cover fairly quickly because it's been sitting there for a while. And that's Surviving Mars Relaunched. It's a remaster of a game that came out a number of years ago, which is a city builder colony sim based on Mars, unsurprisingly. And honestly, there's not much to say about it. It's a city builder based on Mars. So you've got all your basic things where you need to obviously set up automation, you need to set up living quarters and ways of getting food, ways of getting materials, all that kind of thing, and then transport's got to come into it and try to basically survive and thrive on Mars. So it's got all the bits plus the added, like, how do you deal with, the extreme weathers on Mars or dust storms and things like that, and how does that affect things? Being a remaster of a game that's already existed, it's got some really nice quality of life updates. And it's expanded with some other new sort of like areas to it and new tools to it. It includes, I think, all the DLC and expansions there might have been in the original one, which is really good. So that's all included in there as well. And yeah, it's competent. It plays pretty well on a controller. It's not the best controller-based game. I'm still looking at the likes of Jurassic World Evolution 3. Just plug my own work if you want to listen to that on the site. Or Transport Fever 2. I think they're still the goats of how to make controller-based city builders. But this does a competent enough job. It's playable. It allows you to concentrate on the game. It's just, do you like city builders? Are you after another city builder? If yes, worth picking up. It's budget priced at just short of 20 quid. Or the Ultimate Edition with everything and sundry completed just over 30 quid. So decent pricing. If you're after another city builder, pick it up. If you don't care about city builders, it's probably not for you. But I enjoy it. Surviving Mars Relaunched.
It seems like a fairly strange one to I don't know, to relaunch, because it's quite a crowded market. Was it a very big game when it first came out?
So it was and it wasn't, if that makes sense. People who like city builders did like it, but there was a few little niggles about it. It won awards in the genre and stuff like that, so it was really well received. I honestly just think it's had enough quality of life updates, and updates within the game, and they've probably found more they could do, that it probably made sense just to relaunch it. rather than keep updating a game that probably wasn't getting any more sales. I get that. I'm just having a look to see when the first one came out, if they still sell it. No, I can't find the original one, but I think that came out, I want to say, like, just before 2020, like, it was early. And again, it didn't play very well. I think it very much needed mouse and keyboards. It did play well, but it was very difficult to play. So I think it's all quality of life stuff. It probably made sense just to take it back to the drawing board, maybe build it from the ground up again with all the quality of life and then relaunch it. It makes sense at this point, and it's priced accordingly. It's not as if they've gone, oh, we've relaunched it with HD graphics and stuff like that. By the way, it's now £70. It's still just short of 20 quid. So,
for me, I mean, I know this isn't be all and end all, but it's showing up as $34.99 for me in Steam.
Might be as an owner of the original.
Yeah, might be showing you a cheaper price.
Right, so yeah, I'm having a look. So, sorry, yes. If you own the original, I don't mind this actually, until the 10th of May, it's half price.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't mind that. So, yeah, the content of it as a full game, if you've never played the original, yeah, 35 quid for a city builder, spot on, in today's market. But if you have owned the original, they're not gouging you. It's half price. Now, I know others have gone, if you own the original, you get this. But I suppose it depends on who it is, who's making it, and what they need to do. So, yeah, for me, I enjoy it. It's like the original. I'll probably play through it, get most of the campaign done, and then put it to the side, never to be played again, probably, until it's announced for Surviving Mars 2 or something. And I go, oh, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But yeah, no, that's it for this week from me. I know people have tuned in, hopefully, to hear me talk about Lumines, but I'll be recording that in the week on its own.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because it's one of those games that I think it needs its own space.
Excellent. Yeah, looking forward to that. The only other news I've got is that I finished off Chronos: The New Dawn. Completed that the other day. And yeah, what I said holds up, that it's got a lot of balance issues, but I cheated to take away those balance issues, and I think it's a lot better for it, and therefore I enjoyed it quite a lot, although I found the end quite a bit disappointing, to be honest, but yeah, never mind. It's the journey that counts, and it was a good journey.
Yeah, good. That's the main thing. Not every game's got to be perfect.
Exactly.
And if you get some kind of enjoyment out of it, that's what counts.
Yeah, it's not going to be winning any Game of the Year awards, but it's a solid enough game.
And obviously, if you want to hear more about games on the used Steam machines, obviously either Gaben, bring it to us, or Stu will tell you how you can support us.
Well, indeed, that's right. So you can, as usual, follow us on all the socials. Make sure you're checking out our content on the website. Support us on Patreon if you wish, which would be lovely if you can afford it and it wouldn't put you out of pocket.
From £1 a month.
Indeed. Such a bargain for our wonderful dulcet tones 4 times a month. Lucky you. Yeah, so we're all over the place. But other than that...
I mean, we literally are all over the place sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
I am.
No script and just constant bullshit. But if you want to pay for some bullshit, go for it, you know? Who wouldn't? So yeah, as usual, until next time, stay safe and stay sane.